Hello, 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 and I am disappeared again due to definitely a bug in the software since the last update, but I am back. Welcome, welcome, welcome. Thank you for joining me here. FOMC day, little volatility. Said yesterday, I thought, we put in the lows and it's going to looked to be bullish. We went down, made a beautiful double bottom pattern on the S&P and Nasdaq, put that in a Discord server, and off we went. By the way, if you're new here, please do consider subscribing, ringing the bell, and liking the videos. Helps us to attract more and more people. So hope everybody survived. Let's see. We got Wavy in the house. Wavy in the house. We're right back at our good old friend 4,700, 4,800 by year end. We'll take a look at the harmonics, but that's we got a harmonic level right there. You're gonna have to wait a little bit, Kalani. I'm glad you thought it was fun. I am glad you thought it was fun. And wait, we got a super chat. Thank you so much for the super chat. Hey, Christoph. Glad you are here. Need some good sleep. I am tired. I am tired. Agent M14 this afternoon was fun. Well, I'm glad. I'm glad you had some fun. It was we got the signs the lows were in. I said yesterday, but we again wasn't going to do anything major until we were getting the Fed out of the way, and I will go through stuff. So let's take a look at that 1 hour. The 1 hour. So here was that really nice double bottom. Didn't bother me at all, rolling back down. And, we peaked a little overnight above their European session. They couldn't get back down above that, my bullish mode, until the FOMC. This didn't bother me because it was part of the move that was going to trigger it. You could have waited for the 1 hour. On days like this, I normally do wait for the 1 hour close, but on days like this, I will play stuff even on a 5 minute close or a quick pullback once we get confirmation, just to try to get in, because sometimes it just runs away. This actually closed, gave you the pullback. If you did wait for the 1 hour, you could have got in right there, with as long as your reward to risk, and then you see it just took off, blowing through the levels. Next level above, once we got above this 46.75 area, my next level that we had already on the chart from yesterday was 46.85. Then I just put on the pausing bars from the FOMC little spike low to this pausing bar, and that gave me 47.03, and we already had 47.05 on there from before. And that's where it's topped out for right now. I did put in the Discord server before the FMOC, about 50 minutes before. I said, watch the doubles on the S&P and NAS, and that was the great play today. Great play today. Nothing wrong sitting on your hands, waiting for that to go, and then you just got to go with those momentum bars. And we had that really nice pattern to begin with, so I hope some people got to take advantage of that. Gonna take this off. Bullish line in the sand. I think we have to raise it a bit for tomorrow. I gotta figure out where to raise it to, because we are pretty overextended right now. Pretty overextended. I'm gonna be watching for that follow through rally, but at least we've got back to that 4,700 for the bullish case, and back to that 4,700 area. Now we do need some follow through. Here's the daily chart again. This has been very key. What's the highest close been? It wasn't today. The highest close was back on the 10th of December, right before our little pullback again. Highest close was a 47.0525. So I would really like to see some follow through. By the way, this is a buy signal. with where this is ending up today on the S&P. So we will be watching for continued higher price action. There was earlier buy signals before, but this is another rotation up, percent B buy signal. So let's see what we got in store for tomorrow. By the way, you were asking, where was that? A Wavy was asking targets. I already had a line up here at 4,800, but look at this. Take that line away. We have a double cluster up there. A double cluster at 4,800. So, and if I actually think it could exceed that if we can get some momentum above this 4705 area, 4700, 4705, then I will really watch for some higher prices into the beginning of January. But what are the key levels that we will be watching for tomorrow? I mean, we can keep watching. I'm going to bump this down to this low. Yeah, Wavy's targeting 4,800. We have a cluster there. I just want to see a close above this range. I really want to see a close above this range. Tomorrow, let's go through the targets. Let's go through the targets. Boy. On a pullback level, first little area I'm watching. This is when we get momentum this much, I'm going to modify this level right to about here. So I'm watching about 46.90, 46.90, and then if we pull back below there, 46.78. Really don't want to see much more of a pullback beyond 46.78, but if we did, I'd have to go back to this 46.62 area. That would be my next area lower, that 46.62. And then below that, if we start wiping out a lot of this bar, that would not be good. So it would be 46.46. But to the upside, I'm watching my first minor target is about 47.15. Then I'm at this 47.23.25 prior highs. Then, or sorry, was that the, no, that was, no, that was not the prior high. That was this little, 47.23 was the last swing high. The prior highs were back at this 47.40. So then we now have a harmonic there, 47.39. And then we got 47.52 to 47.55. And then we have 47.71 are all the targets to the upside. So that should give you great areas to either take off partial profits or give the time of year at least move up the stops. And as I said, aggressive buy signal today, rotation back from neutral to full bullish mode. Let's take a look at that weekly with today. So you see we had a 2-week pullback. This retesting the weekly rotation zone after the rotation up last week. So we still do have a potential double top in place, but we'd have to trade all the way back down and to even confirm it, a low back at 44.92, and we get warning signs well before that this rally stalled out and failed again. So nothing yet to do, but really on a closing basis, you don't want to see a close back below yesterday's low. That's a key line in the sand. You got the 50-day exponential right there coming in, and if this wiped out this kind of bullish day with a close back below that, then I'm back in very strong bearish mode again. I got to adjust this trend line a bit. All right, so that's on the S&P. Let's see. I'm targeting 4,800. We already got. What are my thoughts on the Fed policy? No, they're now expecting the earliest as April. There's I think I was looking at 90% odds of something going on in April. I don't know. We're going to start we have the aggressive tapering schedule done by March, and then we will have to see. But if we start getting market weakness and they have it out with it was in the language that if there's new variants or anything else, they can, again, it gives them leeway. So, you know what? When we see an actual rate hike, I'll believe it when we see it. I think there's things are going to be slowing down into the spring, and then they're going to be hiking rates potentially into that, and we could get some market turmoil, but not expecting that through the end of the year. Okay, so that's where I'm sitting as of now. I mean, that doesn't mean we're not going to have every day going into the end of the year like this, but now I am really paying attention to any pullbacks, and if they catch on the nice rotation zones, then we get rotation entries for the higher price. NASDAQ still has some work to do. NASDAQ, by the way, is a buy signal, also back in bullish mode. NASDAQ is still lagging, so we'll have to see if that starts playing catch up today. Here was that double on the NASDAQ. And you see again the same thing with this. It was a little 5 minute trigger. Then we had to run through all of there. Again, I used that little spike down from the that right when the FMOC minutes came out, and then when it got above this, I used the pausing bar right here, 16,236.75, which then gave me 16,297.50. Really learn to use these levels because they will help you with targets. So you can see how that was also with that 1 hour. You could also waited for the 1 hour close. Again, in Discord I said I was playing it off the 5 minute close. So let's see. Bullish mode for tomorrow. Let me take off. Let me just clear up this chart just a bit. Bullish mode for tomorrow. This one's a little easier. We're sticking right about here. 16,192 is my bullish mode for tomorrow. If we drop below that, then I'm back to about 16,136. Below that, bumping this down a bit based off today's price action. We're going to about 16,000 right there. I mean, that's the key price action right there. So if we drop on the way back down, 16,192, 16,136, 137, 16,000. And then below that, you might find some support right. I'm actually going to raise this level to about 15,926. If we start driving below 59.26, I'd be back at 15,734, and that would be a disaster for the NASDAQ. Again, you have this, we have that double bottom pattern here on that 1 hour. You can't really see it on the daily, but that's it. You take out that again, and then not good for this sustain. Overhead, first target tomorrow I'm watching is 16,363. Then above there, about 16,422 to 16,436. If we take out there, then it gets pretty easy. We're going to 16,511, 16,549, and 16,661. So this has a fair amount of work to do to even get back to the prior highs, unlike the S&P, which could actually theoretically tackle them tomorrow. So that's what we're watching for, but it needs to see that continued strength. Dow, nice road. Remember, this was the only one that stayed in bullish mode. This did not have a double bottom pattern today, but you just had the rotation back up. The strong rotation back up, but between the S&P and NASDAQ, there was enough to play. With that, let me take off some of these other levels, clear up the chart a bit. Just looking for some levels. Shoot. Let's just get to bullish mode for tomorrow. Bullish mode for tomorrow, I'm taking off this line, and we're just moving up about 35,620. 35,620. If we get below 35,620, I'll be watching minor about 35,500, then 35,315, Break below 35,315. I'm at 35,177 and 34,863 are all my downside levels. Reminder again, 35,620 is bullish mode. And what would targets to the upside be? Let's see, some upside targets. This is a really nice area to do some reverse harmonics. Okay, so upside targets above 36,000. That's going to be the main magnet price tomorrow. 36,125, 36,219. Then major target about 36,292 to 36,300. So I just target 36,300. We'll get to some of these other stocks in a second. So let's just stick with that for the Dow. And we'll jump over. That gives us enough levels to focus on. For tomorrow, again, really nice rotation back up. So I'm going to be watching what would be your overall target. I think the Dow, if we could easily hit about 36, 8, even 37. We could easily hit 37 by the end of the year if this can really get a move on. Nvidia. By the way, we are long Nvidia in the portfolio. Yeah, this is a really nice strong move up. This was we had these pullbacks into the weekly rotation zone. And this, if you weren't long on Nvidia, again, I can't give trading advice, but this triggered a buy signal and it's back to neutral mode. It needs to get the cross again, but it's already got a buy signal and back to neutral mode after that pullback into the weekly area. So this is a really nice, it's aggressive still because, this is the first rotation that was actually pretty weak, but I'm watching for continued strength in this, but I keep stops. If it starts breaking down again, you don't want to give it too much leeway. What else? Anything else? Let's check in on some of these other things. Apple rotation back up on the daily. Still watching my next target up is 184.07. And then let's give you an idea where the 184.07, 185.17, then 188.21 to the upside. Costco. Yeah, that just, we rotated back up today. The last buy entry in Costco, let's see, it still was back on the 10th of December. 572.73 is still the next target. Then above there, you're essentially targeting 592 to 600. What else? What did Microsoft do today? Yep. By the way, Microsoft triggered did it? 334.64. Yes, it did. Microsoft also triggered a aggressive buy signal. You see catching on that 50-day moving average. Also, this has dipped back twice. This was a nice re-entry into the rotation zone. So it's still got a little work to do to continue to prove itself, but that is a buy signal today on Microsoft. Sure, we can look at AMD. AMD had this double trigger, hit the first and second, and then it's over at this point, the AMD. But AMD trigger is a buy signal today also. So lots of buy signal, pull back into that weekly rotation zone. By the way, if it closes this week above last week's high, it's also a weekly entry. So keep that in mind. So this is already a daily entry, and it could also roll into a weekly entry, which means you can use even bigger targets. Let's see, I gotta update my charts with some of these buy signals and stuff that I was watching. So this was another buy signal. This was a buy signal. This was a buy signal. I missed a put on this one. This was a buy signal that ran it up, but then it had that double top. Let me just put that one on. and a potential double as well on AMD. A potential double this. Let's see. Nope. No potential double. You can't use the double targets for this. What I would just do, major area you're going to want this to get through, and look how nicely that lines up with this little top right there. And watch this 571.76 level for a really strong push. I'd definitely be moving up a stop at that level, because this buy signal, again, if it takes out this low, it's over. But this is where you want it. You can use these harmonic levels on the retracement. So 151.76, 155.99, really nice. I mean, these harmonics can be really nice. Look at this with that gap up open, 160.23. So those would be the targets, and then I'd use for your next key levels up. This is also where I'd use your reverse harmonics. Oh, look at that. Thing of beauty. Thing of absolute beauty. So above 164.46, 168.69. Look at that cluster. 172.40 area, then 180.62. And how do we get to that? One was the reverse harmonics, and one was the forward harmonics that have been on the chart since this last push up. So that's your targets to the upside. Key line in the sand for me, though, is this 62.50 for a continued up move. All right. That's anything else? What did let me just check on what the see these. I mean, with the market sort of rip your face off rally, cryptos have not been able to get anything on. I'm still watching again if we pull up to the top of the daily rotation zone and see if we roll over again. But something has definitely changed with the crypto market. And also you have those continued the bonds, the junk in the Chinese real estate firms is good. There are a lot. Some of these crypto firms like Tether have to be holding that paper. Oh, glad you liked it. Thanks, Christoph. So that's about it. By the way, if anybody does want to support the channel, like Kalani does, you can always do a super chat. You can always buy me a cup of coffee. You can always do Patreon. There are many ways, especially if I go through any of your stocks, to help, offset some of the software costs and the streaming costs and everything else to keep all this information, all this great information. Well, I think it's great information, free. Again, it's not charged. The only thing, even Discord, is like $10 one time. So just want people to learn and continue to grow and get better as a trader. So I'm not seeing anything else. Then we'll wrap it up for today, and Tesla in 30 minutes. Everyone have a fantastic rest of your evening. Bye for now.